What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. You see, this is what I'm saying right here, man. This is a prime example when I say don't listen to celebrities. In fact, don't listen to anyone with a platform. As far as like actually sitting there and like engaging with the content, that's fine. I understand that. Do that with anybody, especially with me, right? But like, don't just outright listen to one person. Always get a second opinion in regards to what the hell the person is talking about or what the person is saying. That goes double for people like me, commentary spheres or journalists, which I'm not, by the way, but people who are in a position who are exclaiming some type of news, even if it is just their opinion. So at the very least, you can have, different types of rhetoric, and you can go back and forth with that person in a healthy debate. But to just sit there and like outright just ingest all the information from what one entity is telling you, they're gonna have a bias. Everybody has a bias. I have a bias in the end of the day. But don't just outright wholeheartedly take in what you hear from one person, because you get a situation like we're going to talk about right here with Samoa Joe, where I see this comment and I look at all the comments directly underneath his post, and people aren't even questioning the dumb shit take that he just had right now. No one is calling him out for, okay, well, it's either this situation or it's this situation. They're just eating it all up. So check it out. I got the link down in the description box below. Samoa Joe says, and this is what he posts: in case you don't know the formula, hot takes equal engagement, equal algorithm placement, equal views, equal money. Some of you are playing yourselves trying to win these arguments. Remember, you're not the consumer here, you're the product. This is in reference to the whole tribalism argument that's going on currently with Gender and Hug and AEW and WWE. And it's such a shitty take, because no matter how you look at this, it's a double-edged sword of negativity when coming from someone in Samoa Joe's position, considering that he currently works for the product. And I'll say this outright too, before I go out of my way to bash his dumbass. I understand his position, because he is the world champion for that company. He's trying to be a model employee in the end of the day. I get it. No one really is going to go out of their way in that position to bash their boss. Their boss is treating them like they're a fucking king at the moment. Why would he not take up for his boss? And quite frankly, Tony Khan might even be one of his friends. Why would he go out of his way to bash him? I'm not saying you have to outright bash him, but at the same time, you can't have takes like this and not get any kind of pushback, because one or two things just happened right here that no one's talking about or no one's actually calling him out for. Either A, you just completely exposed Tony Khan for doing said practice, which is not good, and it goes right back to the argument that wrestlers hate you and they think you're fucking dumb. Or AEW is coping so fucking hard right now. Like, they're massively fucking coping for the shit steering that Tony Khan has been doing these past couple of weeks, that apparently the whole talk about tribalism never comes back to the people who are the ones bringing upon the tribalism. This didn't start off, and as far as like the whole war between fans of AEW and WWE, it's not as if like any of the topics came out of thin air. It's because almost 99% of the time, it's the wrestlers, it's the people in the higher up positions who are going out of their way, making a problem out of a situation that didn't exist to begin with, just like Tony Khan and Gender and Hook. No one went out of their way to have this war on words. That's why I got so angry at people like Cage Match, for an example. And now I'm looking at Samoa Joe in the same light. No one did this. It was Tony Khan. He's the one that put this out there. No one else did it. In fact, if I feel bad for anybody, it's people like Hook or Jinder Mahal who were dragged into this nonsense. And it was because of someone like a Tony Khan. Yet no one comes back to reflect it off of him. And that's where the cope comes into. Because all this talk about healthy engagement and all this other shit, No, Joe, we're not fucking dumb in the end of the day, okay? Not all of us are stupid. I can't speak for some of your fucking stupid-ass sycophant fans, especially the ones directly underneath your post, but not all of us are fucking complete and utter retard, okay? We're not. I see what you're doing here. This whole hot takes engagement algorithm placement views. Oh, we were manipulating you guys the entire time. Woo-hoo-hoo, you fall right into our devious plans. Ho ho ho. Well, how did that work out for you in the end of the day, Hanjo? How did that work out for you in the end of the day? Did AEW last week, did they get over 1 million views? Are they going to get over 1 million views tonight? Is your product any hotter than what it was beforehand? Before you started this devious trap? Before us meddling kids or the meddling Mahal ruined it all? Like, what are you talking about? It's complete and utter fucking cope. Like, there is no fucking plan. There is no fucking Tony Khan saying, whoa, look at this healthy engagement that I can have right here. From who? Like, where? What? All 500 of us underneath your stupid ass posts? If that? Like, who are you aiming at here in the end of the day? You're not fooling me, bro. He had a stupid, shitty take, and this is your way to cope on behalf of your boss, or take up for your boss. Your boss is the one that's coping, but this is your way to try to deflect from any type of actual, excuse as to why Tony Khan is a complete fucking idiot. Like, that's what it is at the end of the day. It's cope. It's him saying to himself, I made a complete fool out of myself, and this is your way of trying to cover for him. And okay, cool. In the end of the day, you're a friend of his, I presume, and you're one of his top superstars. I wouldn't expect anything less. But don't try to fool us with this bullshit hot takes engagement algorithm placement views. No, we're not stupid. And what do you mean? He says, remember, you're not the consumer here. You're the product. Again, another slap in the fan's face, bro. Like, how are you guys just gonna sit here and let him call you the consumer, or call you the product in the end of the day? Essentially, what he's saying is that the people who work in the business currently at the moment, there's two ways to look at this, and I look at it both ways as if he's actually saying the same thing. We're marks, which of course that's what it is. In the end of the day, that's when you generalize everything. We're the marks, or what? We're the product in the sense that what people are milking us from every sense of the way. Okay, you fucking idiot, and what does that make you, considering you're the topic? Are you making money from these other podcasters, from people like me, who are talking upon the situation? Like, what are you talking about? That makes no sense whatsoever. Remember, you're not the consumer here, you're the product. Okay, so what does that make you guys then? Are you guys the Uber consumer? Because we're the ones that are ripping, we're talking about you dumb fucks. Are you the, are you the product? That's what I meant to say. Are you the product in the end of the day? Are you the product? Because make it make sense. If we're the product because these podcasters are milking us for engagement, then what are you guys? And are you helping us? Are you helping us as far as being the product? Like, what are you talking about? And none of this shit makes any sense whatsoever. So Tony Khan likes me then? He likes me because I'm bringing engagement to his show? Is that what you're saying? He really, really likes me, so he won't block any of my shows, right? He won't block any more of my reviews. He won't block any more of my shorts, right? Dawn Stevens won't go undercover for Tony Khan, will she? Or he? The fuck out of here, man. But let's just pretend for a second. Tony isn't coping at all. Tony is actually legitimately trying to come up with devious plans in order to have healthy engagement, healthy in quotations, by the way, with the audience, right? That's the code that he wants to see. Okay, fine. Let's just play a game and say that he's true. He's right. Okay, whatever. It's been proven that that's actually true. So, Joe, what did you just do right now then? Let's just hypothetically say that this is all true. What did you just do? You just exposed them, bro. Now you just kind of you're telling me essentially that Tony Khan does this on purpose, right? Right? Let's just play devil's advocate, right? Again, that's what I mean. It's a double-edged sword no matter how you look at it. Let's just play devil's advocate. If he truly, which I don't believe for any second, if he truly was coming up with this devious plan, what you're saying is he's a shit starter for the sake of being a shit starter in order to get people to engage with the product? Huh? So what you are calling us is stupid in the end of the day. That's why I keep trying to tell you people, man. Third time repeating myself in this video. I keep trying to tell everyone, man, none of these wrestlers are your friends. They don't like you at all. You are nothing more than a dollar sign to them, bruh. Samoa Joe outright just either said two things. Either A, we're all being milked by Tony Khan in the end of the day, which is weird, because if we're being milked by Tony Khan, then are we being milked by the podcasters who are milking Tony Khan? And in essence, we're helping out Tony Khan, but he hates us? I don't get it. And you're essentially telling us that Tony Khan is a piece of shit who buries other wrestlers from different companies in order to put his own company over at the expense of the other company. It doesn't matter what position Jinder Mahal is in right now. He wanted to use Jinder Mahal in order to gain, some type of momentum. I call me crazy, but I would think that some of the AEW fans who go after Eric Bischoff because of those tactics that he pulled with WCW, they hate Eric Bischoff for those kind of things, right? Like, they'll easily clap back at Eric Bischoff and call him every disparaging name as far as being a cuck or a hypocrite or a guy who just keeps chasing after Tony Khan. They'll say all these things, but then Tony pulls a play, because that's what Samoa Joe is essentially alluding to, right? It's either one or the other. Either he's coping or he's doing this. Like, what you're essentially saying is Tony Khan rips off things from Eric Bischoff, not just his company, but his mentality, and he uses it to benefit his company. Is that what you're saying? There's no easy way to look at this in the end of the day. The best thing you can do? You can always just, call me crazy. You can always just shut the fuck up. You can do that. Samoa Joe, you're the world champion. I thought I knew better for Samoa Joe. He was one of the few people. I kind of thought he was on that Jon Moxley tip. I don't like Jon Moxley, but one thing I will say about Jon Moxley, for the most part, at least within the social media landscape, he doesn't want to get into the drama. He might say some stupid shit on some podcast, but for the most part, and even then, it's very rare or very spaced out. You very rarely hear anything from a Jon Moxley. And I kind of thought Samoa Joe was on that tip times 10. But apparently, he wants to jump into the fire of stupidity. You can't argue. In the end of the day, no matter what you say, whether you want to cope for engagement or whether you want to expose your dumbass boss, no matter how you look at this in the end of the day, no matter how you want to spin this in the end of the day, Tony Khan, and for the most part, because it seems like none of this drama ever comes from WWE. Anytime WWE is facing any drama, at least recently, it's because their name is inside AEW's mouth, whether a wrestler or whatever the case. But I can't remember the last time WWE has had a legitimate controversy. I can't remember the last time. Vince, probably. That's the last time I remember WWE having a huge controversy was Vince. And I was like, what, a year and a half ago? Maybe a year ago? No, a year and a half ago. Every time I look around, there's something going on with AEW. What does that tell you? Who are the ones who are creating this tribalistic war when the ones who are always pushing it never gets called out for it? It's such bullshit and it's such nonsense. Stop sticking up for wrestlers who don't give a shit about you, man. Stop it, bro. You're coping for the sake of coping. Stop. AEW, Tony Khan, none of these guys like you. None of these guys care about you. Samoa Joe just outright said it. Either A, you're nothing more than a plot piece on the chessboard, or B, you're just engagement for the guy to fucking get more viewers. Like, it's oh man. Man, oh man, it's frustrating. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Just a quick little video in comparison to my other videos, right? Just a quick little topic I want to talk about. I seen this and I just had to talk about it because it was just so fucking ridiculous. Just to see someone like a Samoa Joe say something like this. I'm not going to say that I expected any less, because in the end of the day, we are dealing with wrestlers. They're con artists in the end of the day, so they're always going to be deceitful in nature. But maybe I'm just living in La La Land here. I kind of thought better of someone like a Samoa Joe. Guess not. Like I said, every wrestler hates you, and every wrestler wants your money, and every wrestler wants to con you. Nothing wrong with the money part, but let's not pretend that's not the number one priority. As always, my name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you fine gents later. Deuces, P. Ice.